Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Molchap here, coming at you with another set of Starcraft 2 commentaries. And this is none other than Strelok versus Idra. Isn't that cool? That's so badass. I love the new stuff that Blizzard had thrown in for the observers. In patch 1.3, it's totally sweet. Strelok is going to be the red Terran, of course. Idra, of course, is the green Zerg, and it goes away just as slickly. That is sweet. So sweet. Anyway, we'll throw the APM little bar up here, see who's doing more APM. Idra spamming a little bit more. In any case, oops, get rid of both those. There we go. Okay. So this is, I found out what all these games are from. I found out that these are all from the FXOpen Invitational number 2 that was played just earlier today at the time of this recording, by the way. So these are very, very fresh games, and that is why they're on patch 1.3. So really looking forward to seeing this. I was talking to Skew earlier, actually, about these, and he said these were some good games. So he recommended these. Hope you guys enjoy them as well. This is from the FXOpen. This was a big invitational, and it wasn't really a big prize pool. You know, only $1,500 in prizes or something like that, or $2,000. Yeah, $1,500 prize pool. But it had like everyone in it. All these crazy mad Koreans in it. OGS MC, Czech Prime. All these crazy people were in this series, in this tournament. It's just a crazy, awesome tournament. And by the way, I do want to, before I get too far into this cast, I would have wanted to give this, mention this in the first set of games, but obviously didn't have a chance because I didn't know where this was from before. These games were actually casted beforehand. They were casted live in English by Wolf and Unstable. I don't know anything about Unstable, but Wolf is super awesome. I love him. He's a great caster. So I believe they were cast on the Justin TV account FXOpen Esports if you want to try and track down those VODs. In any case, Idra is going ahead and fast expanding, droning up, getting his pool down, going to get some gas going as well a little bit after the pool. Snuck in a few more drones actually before getting that gas, got himself back up to 15. And in the meantime, Strelok over here has gone 1 racks into a command center. And is that going to be visible by this drone? Let's see if he can check it out. No, he does not know what is going on behind there. He does not see that command center, and his overlord has already gone all the way up here, so he's not going to be able to spot it. So he does not know that's going on. And this SCV has seen the expansion. That's all he needs to know. He knows there's going to be a spawning pool, etc. after that, and I guess he just wanted to keep that SCV and didn't want to go ahead and run in there and see the status of the gas or anything like that. So, oh, this overlord is going to try and sneak a peek in here, though, and see what's going on. Going to see the gases, actually, is what he's going for. He sees the gas. Did he see the... He didn't see the second gas, though. He just saw... Whoa, what's going on? He just saw... Okay, SCV's under... Okay, sorry. He just saw that one gas, and he said, oh, okay, that's all I need to know, because it was just going up. But he didn't see both the gases, and that is actually crucial, because now Idra thinks it's just a one gas here. Probably going to go for a tech lab or something like that. And there's actually 2 gases after this expansion. We have yet to see what Strelok does with it. I mean, he could do a number of things with it. We're not sure yet. But point being, Idra doesn't know about that second gas, so he's going to be misunderestimating what's actually going to be coming from Strelok. I'm really curious what he's getting all that gas for, to be honest. Factory's going down. Is he going to go? He might be going into a Banshee build after this, actually. He's getting a second orbital there. Idra has speed, about a third finished. Oh, he's going to catch that SCV. SCV did get in there and actually believe, yeah, he saw that there was no lair started. The lair started immediately afterwards. Didn't get a look at that spawning pool, though. In any case, Idra does have several Zerglings out on the map, and that is pretty much it. He's just depending on Zerglings here to defend himself. And, oh, that's interesting. They decided to follow the one Zergling that ran off from the group. And he is going to float out here and get an extra. And what was that? Whoop. He just canceled something. Canceled something there. I have no idea what he just canceled there. Maybe a starport, maybe a second factory. I'm not sure at all. But he's going to chase these Zerglings off. And in any case, this is not from very far into the tournament, by the way. I should have mentioned that at the beginning, but this isn't too far into the tournament. It's just from like the round of 64 or 32 or something like that. It's from the second round of the tournament. And it's a pretty big tournament, though. So let's see. 2-day 64-player invitational. So this is just from the round of 32, basically. In any case, so actually that means that if these VODs go up tonight, which they probably won't because my internet is being extremely stupid right now, then you guys might be able to tune in tomorrow for the live cast of the rest of it. So check out that Justin TV account that I mentioned, FXOpen Esports. And Strelok is getting a lot of Hellions. He doesn't have the tech lab, so he's not going to be... So I'm not exactly sure why he got all that gas, and we can see that Strelok does have a surplus of 400 gas in the bank that he's not really using right now from getting those 2 gases very early. So I thought maybe Strelok had something better in mind that I could possibly fathom, but it turns out that my confusion was at least somewhat warranted. He's gone for this expansion, changed things up, and I like this little wall of depots here. He really needs to start doing something with these Hellions. He's kind of running around a lot, but, well, actually I guess there's not a lot he can do. With the speed upgraded Zerglings on creep, they're just going to get caught off guard and pinned down, and they won't be able to do anything. Spire is almost complete, by the way, which is interesting. And actually, of the unit tab here comes those Hellions running in, going to try and do some damage. I like this, picking off that creep tumor, stopping the creep flow. Idra's just going to plant down another one over here. Actually, probably should have planted over here where that one was killed off. He's going to scan and kill off some more creep tumors, actually. Probably should have saved that energy to go put down another one over here. I guess he can start spreading this one over this way and this one up that way. You want multiple creep tumors going different directions. And these are not even blue flame upgraded Hellions. He's just using lots of minerals just to produce Hellions, just to deal with tons of Zerglings. And that is all that Idra has, is Zerglings at this point. And he's going to have a lot more pretty soon, though, because the Spire is just finished. And he has a little bit of a... No, he's got plenty of supply. Hellions coming into the side here. Going to get some hits off on those Zerglings. Kills off a couple Zerglings, couple drones, and going to be forced to escape. Baneling speed is almost completed as well. So he's going to have a pretty good army to deal with these. Anyways, here comes those Zerglings. He needs to be careful, though. See, the Hellions doing virtually no damage to that queen. Oh, he catches the Zerglings in the back. He's going to be forced to run the drones away. Oh, if he can get a nice shot on those drones with several Hellions, it's not going to happen, though. But he does manage to get behind the minerals there in a nice position. So the Zerglings have very, very little surface area, and he actually kills all of the Zerglings before the Mutalisks show up, and he actually might have wanted to not engage with those Zerglings, just engage with the queens until the Mutalisks showed up. Now there are Mutalisks in play, though, so Strelok's going to have to play a little bit defensively. I don't know if he even has an engineer. He must have an engineering base somewhere right in front of my face, as a matter of fact, and there's a turret right there, so never mind. I'm looking in the main. I'm like, there's no turrets right here, just in where I'm looking at the moment, but there are turrets around. The Mutalisks clumping up, doing significant damage to whatever used to be there. Significant meaning complete and utter total destruction. He's got the tech lab on the factory now, but he's for some reason, well, actually, never mind. He doesn't have the Hellions anymore, so he's no need to research the Hellion blue flame upgrade. The pre-igniters, as it were. Idra is starting to get his third base up. His economy is going pretty well. He's going to start harassing with these Mutalisks. I'm surprised he's not doing more harassment, actually. He's got 51 drones, and he's going to come in here and take out another turret and just keep the Terran in his base. But the Terran, Strelok is going to move out regardless. He's just going to depend on... Actually, no, he doesn't really have anything to depend on. He's just going to have to... Strelok is saying, all right, well, I know you're doing this just to keep in my base, so I'm going to keep you in your base instead. And he's going to scan, and that was a little bit of a waste of a scan, actually. I don't think he needed to waste of a stim, rather, at that point, to stim just to kill off a creep tumor. That was a little bit of waste. He's got very little energy on these medevacs, but it doesn't even matter at this point. Look at this, all these damaged Marines. They do have the combat shield, so that stim was almost kind of for free in a sense. He does kill off the Spire, though. Spire was in a strange position. Well, it was kind of off to the side, so it wouldn't be spotted, but it made it extremely vulnerable to these tanks. And Idra just doesn't seem to have an answer for this. There's the answer for it. Never mind. He's got a ton of Banelings. He was morphing down at the bottom there. And he's got Baneling speed. He's got Zergling speed. He's got the creep. He's got these Mutalisks. He's clumping them up. And more Zerglings coming out here, but this is going to be a difficult position to hit. He's going to have to go in and kill those Marines very quickly. Here comes those Banelings. See if he can surround the Marines. Are the Banelings going to be able to get... He picks up the Marines in the medevac to get them out of the way. Zerglings coming in on the low ground to try and take out these tanks, but he just doesn't have enough. He needs to try and engage those tanks with the Mutalisks. Maybe come in from the south or something like that would be a good angle to come in from. Banelings morphing, but they are going to be too late. More Banelings going to have to run up this ramp, but again, Strelok can just pick up those Marines in that medevac. Although then he can, if he follows those Banelings in with Mutalisks, he can of course, try and pick off that medevac. I think he's got enough Mulists to just snap that medevac out of the air. Maybe, I don't know, the medevacs are not damaged at all, but he's doing an excellent job. Strelok is doing a brilliant job just prodding in with these Marines, just prodding and then running away from those Banelings, but he is almost out of energy. He's low on energy, he's low on health, he's stimming, he's having to run away. More Zerglings and Banelings coming in the front here. Banelings, oh no! He hits all the Banelings on those tanks and loses several crucial Banelings on the tanks. He needed to engage the tanks with just Zerglings. Although, I mean, the tanks were going to kill. Actually, you know what might have happened is the tanks might have just killed those Banelings. They might not have actually exploded on those tanks. It may have just been next to the tanks when they were killed by the other tanks. That may have been what happened. In either case, Idra is on the ropes here. He's fighting for dear life. His creep is not quite close, and if he does run in with a bunch of Banelings, he doesn't even get the. He should run in with the Mulists. He does. And he's forced back. He can't even pick off. Now, Strelok has very few Marines left here. He does not have a ton of Marines left. He's rallying in some more. But if Idra can just run in with another group of Banelings and Zerglings, he might be able to scare those Marines back far enough that he can pick off a few of these tanks with the Mulists, because some of them are very badly damaged. That would be a very, very good thing to go. That's basically all Idra can do right now to get back into this game. He's lost his Spire. Okay, wait, he rebuilt his Spire, so he's, sorry. So he's going to be able to rebuild those Mulists, and he's actually, Strelok's just going to fall back. He figures he's done enough damage right now. He can fall back, planting down this command center over here at the high yield mineral, so he's going to be able to start really pumping out Marines now. He's got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 barracks with 4 reactors. Wow, so he's going to be able to start really pumping out tons of Marines, and that is going to spell the end for these Zergling attacks and for these Mulisks. He won't be able to do anything with these Mulisks. He's got 4 more Mulisks producing. If he can get a good number, well, he's actually he might be able to, whoa, mouse going crazy, sorry about that. He might be able to get one last attack in. It depends on if Strelok target fires the Banelings or not. If the Zerglings go in first and soak up the damage from those tanks, and the Banelings can come in and get a couple hits on these Marines, Idra might be able to come back into this. It is difficult to say, though. He's got a lot of Mulists, and here he's going to come back now. I think I saw Thors in production. No, I just saw the armory. There's not actually any Thors in production, so these Mulists are going to be able to come back here and do some damage. He's taking this opportunity to prod in with those Marines again, drawing those Mulists back into the main base. They're going to go straight for the medevac. The medevac is full of Marines. It goes down. More Mulists joining the group as well. He has a full 19 Mulists there. That is a scary number of Mulists, and Strelok's going to be forced to keep some Marines at home now. He is actually upgrading vehicle weapons at this point, but opting for this contain, and oh, there's not very Marines there. He can go in there and pick off those Marines. He could be huge if he can pick off a couple tanks. He picks off one tank, so is forced to fall back. He actually could probably just engage those Marines outright with those Mulists, and then he'd have to bet that the Marines that were reinforcements couldn't get there quick enough before he could take out some tanks. He might want to do that. It looks like he might go in. Oh, nice snipe. Runs in, clumps his Mulisks up. He's got almost 24 Mulisks at this point. He can run in, and looks like he can one-shot tanks right now. That was just beautiful to watch. He's actually, whoa. I forget how good Idra is sometimes. He actually has been droning up his third base in the meantime. His income is off the hook. Here he comes in, picks off a turret, picks off 2 turrets. This is why, you know, you hear Artosis saying in the GSL that once you get a certain number of Mulists, it seems like you feel invincible, because you can just pick off anything in one hit. He's running in and one-shotting everything. He needs to be careful of that Thor, though. He needs to magic box it. He runs over the top of the Thor and does run in with a bunch of Banelings. The Banelings exploding on tanks again, though, but there might just be too many. And the Mulists are going to be forced to fall back from those Marines. I think he probably could have engaged with those Marines. He is going to engage with those Marines now that they're away from those medevacs. Polishes those Marines off very easily. Idra taking a 4th base at the south now as well, and he's just he's going to be able to pick off those medevacs. Strelok is kind of falling apart at this point. He still has a better income because he's got this high yield for the moment. He's going to get this base up as well. That was kind of an interesting place to land. Maybe he's just going to make it an orbital for the moment while it's sitting there. He's going in for another attack, going in with everything and overrunning that entire tank line. Unfortunately, attacking the Marines with the Mulisks instead of turning around and killing those tanks off. Hits some tanks with Banelings. He must have been macroing then, must have just A-moved there a little bit. Well, I won't say poor control, not optimal control is what I'll say. He actually did very well there, but could have done even better if he'd gone a little bit differently. and Strelok barely holds this position, and so no counterattack is possible. I think Idra should probably start sending groups of Zerglings around the map and start attacking these side locations. It's not going to do any good against these planetaries, actually, so never mind. Here he comes in with some Mulus, though, which can do well against planetaries. And, wow, 2 Thors in the mix are really going to change things up. Now he's not going to be able to just run in and engage things very easily. Otherwise, he's going to take major damage. Uh-oh. Hitting those Marines. Those Thors may have completely changed the battles. These Mulus, the war, rather, these Mulus are completely shut down at this point. Another little bit of a drop, just prodding in there. It's going to take care of that pretty easily, and that was a little bit of a waste, but, you know, he's just trying to keep the pressure on Idra, trying to get any damage done he can in the main here, producing more Mulists, and oh my goodness, is he rallied? Oh, for a moment he was rallied to what is going on. The replay is complete. And that is the end of the game, apparently. So, all right, I didn't have the replay progress bar on there, so that took me completely by surprise, but I'm going to check over here, and it seems as if Idra lost this game, and so apparently he left the game, and I don't blame him. Actually, I was just going to start talking about how he's, you know, like I was saying, these Thors in the mix make it so his Mulus can't do anything, and that's the only way he was staying in the game was by moving those Mulisks in and picking off tanks and picking off turrets and what have you. And with those Thors there, he can't do that anymore, so he was pretty much too far behind, and his Mulisk count was getting a little bit low as well, so he couldn't even engage with these turrets at the planetary fortresses. So GG Strelok, keeping up the pressure, keeping the pressure on hardcore, and just playing really, really nicely, having a beautiful tank spread at all times, and just a nice little slow push up the side of the map, keeping Idra in his base. Despite the fact that he had 4 bases, Idra decides there's no way he can hold this and leaves the game. So, in any case, I'm going to go ahead and move on. There is a second game to this series, and possibly a third. I won't tell you if there was or not. And we're going to see what happens in game 2.